This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only.
U.S. and Pakistani intelligence nab the second most senior Afghan Taliban commander. Pakistani media barely covers the news of the arrest. Why all the secrecy? And will this lead to the capture of Osama bin Laden? Answers to these questions and more on Link TV's Mosaic Intelligence Report.
Not too long after some 15,000 US, British, and Afghan national forces launched the largest attack on Taliban forces since President Obama signed orders to send 30,000 additional US troops to Afghanistan, news broke of the arrest of the second most senior Afghan Taliban commander since 2001, Mullah Baradar. According to officials, he was seized in Pakistan in a secret raid by US and Pakistani intelligence forces several days ago. His capture reflects a markedly changed attitude by the Pakistani intelligence toward an insurgent force that the country had allowed to operate with relative impunity for the past 8 years. Stunned by the success of this operation, however, a Taliban spokesman denied reports of Mullah Baradar's capture, saying he was still in Afghanistan, actively organizing the group's military and political activities.
Mullah Baradar has not been arrested. He is in Afghanistan. I don't know who spread this rumor, but it's absolutely false.
Qari Muhammad Yusuf, a spokesman for the Taliban, said in a statement. Meanwhile, the Pakistani media's response to the arrest of Mullah Baradar has been surprisingly muted. The arrest made international headlines throughout the day this past Tuesday, but Pakistani newspapers and television channels barely covered the news, with some completely ignoring it. Analysts say that the blackout was because Pakistan's government and army have been wary of being perceived as an American lapdog. Any collaboration with the United States in its war on terror in Afghanistan has become increasingly unpopular in Pakistan since Asif Ali Zardari government took power in 2008.
It's important to stop the criminals. These crimes should be stopped by keeping an eye on where they take place in the US and Pakistan. The presence of those involved in terrorism does not benefit the country, regardless of whether they are from the Taliban or other groups.
The United States joined our country's leaders in the name of the war on terrorism, but no one from the Taliban was arrested. They will arrest anyone and say that he is the associate of Mullah Omar.
The US and Afghanistan have repeatedly pressed Pakistan to do more to combat Taliban and al-Qeada fighters operating in its territory. But Pakistan's spy agencies have long been accused of protecting top Afghan Taliban leaders, many of whom are believed to have fled to Pakistan during the US-led invasion, to use them as tools to counter Indian influence in Afghanistan when the Americans withdraw. Many analysts believe that the Pakistani government has realized that the Taliban is too much of a threat to them since an all-out war between the Pakistani army and the Taliban broke out in Swat Valley last year, leaving many civilians killed and hundreds of thousands displaced. The honeymoon is over, commented Iftikhar Muhammad, a freelance reporter and an expert on Pakistani affairs. According to him, the Pakistani intelligence apparatus and the army have been complacent in the past in curbing the terrorist activities of both the Taliban and al-Qeada. What could this mean for the hunt for Osama bin Laden, who is often said to be hiding along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border? The answer depends on the information provided to interrogators in the coming few days. Baradar was the main link between Mullah Omar and field commanders and knows of the whereabouts of the Taliban leadership, according to security experts. In 1998, the Taliban regime mulled turning bin Laden over to the Saudi government, but the man who Osama bin Laden once called Amir al-Mu'mineen, or Commander of the Faithful, interceded.
I think that the starting premise is you don't make peace with your friends. You have to be willing to engage with your enemies.
U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has recently said that while the United States backed the Taliban integration program, the offer did not include the group's top leadership. Earlier in late January, Jeff Murrell, the spokesman for U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates, suggested that the United States could not negotiate with Mullah Omar because he has the blood of thousands of Americans on his hands. Could the capture of Mullah Baradar create a domino effect and deliver the beginning of the end of bin Laden? Or is this going to be a Tora Bora redux, another wasted opportunity? I'm Jamal Dajani for the Mosaic Intelligence Report. To learn more about this program or to share your thoughts, visit us at linktv.org/MIR. You can also follow my updates on Twitter.
This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs which connect you to the world.